Many well-intentioned Christians wake up every day and make choices that sever them from God's power. This disconnect is rarely about failing to love God or lacking a foundation of faith. Even those who maintain a consistent routine of daily prayer and regular church attendance can find themselves living without spiritual vitality. Sincerity is not a substitute for alignment. It is possible to be deeply devoted, yet live without authority, because you are navigating your life by the wrong compass. The problem begins when we prioritize the wrong questions. Instead of seeking Christ's mission, we instinctively ask what feels right or what seems like the most advantageous move for our own interests. This mindset forces us to live in fragments. We separate our career, our personal life, and our faith into isolated boxes that never touch. Living in these segments leads to a loss of direction. When our faith is confined to a single box, we carry no spiritual authority into our workplaces or our homes. Scripture identifies the root of this silence. We ask and do not receive because our motives are misaligned. We are seeking to satisfy our own desires rather than God's purposes. Restoring that spiritual power requires a shift in our underlying motivations. We must move away from choices dictated by self-interest and align our decisions with the mission of the kingdom. This shift begins by recognizing that faith is the environment we live in, not a task we add to our schedule. We are called to enter entirely into Christ's mission. To be baptized into Christ is to be fully immersed in His purpose. Every aspect of our existence is intended to be swallowed up by His will. Jesus illustrated this total dependency through the vine and the branches. A branch cannot produce fruit or survive if it tries to function in isolation. Once it stops drawing life from the main vine, the connection breaks and the life within it fades. Spiritual life and authority are only possible through this continuous connection. We must remain attached to Christ's broader purpose to see His power flow through our daily reality. To maintain this connection, we can run every choice through a 4-part filter that tests our alignment. First, consider righteousness now. Does this specific choice draw you closer to God today? Second, look for righteousness later. Will the long-term results of this decision continue to honor God in the years to come? Third, evaluate spiritual growth. Does this path challenge you to mature, or is it merely the easiest way to avoid difficulty? Finally, measure the impact on others. Does this choice help free or benefit those around you, or does it serve only yourself? This filter functions as a single unit. If even one of these 4 elements is missing, the connection is broken, and the decision falls out of alignment with the vine. Kingdom decisions are holistic. They simultaneously address the present, the future, our internal growth, and our external community. We can see this alignment in something as common as choosing a job. Typically, we are trained to ask about the salary, the commute, or the level of security the position offers. A kingdom mindset approaches the same offer by asking how to bring God's influence into that office, or advance righteousness. The job itself might be the same, but the internal posture of the worker determines the spiritual outcome. Living in the vine is expressed through these very choices. It turns the ordinary details of your career into a direct extension of Christ's mission. If our daily decisions are not shaped by Christ's mission, we are failing to abide in Him. Disconnecting from the vine results in a loss of spiritual flow and the inability to bear lasting fruit. The shift begins when we stop asking what we want from our lives. Instead, every action should be guided by a single question: what is Christ trying to do through me? Spiritual revival starts the moment our daily decisions align with the vine.